In this video, we'll discuss how to utilize the SAS import wizard to import your data into SAS to create a SAS data frame. So I've already gone ahead and assigned a library for our SAS session, and the name of that library is test. So to begin deployment of the SAS import wizard, from the user interface, we're going to go to File, and then we're going to select Import Data. This should bring up the initial SAS import wizard screen. This box right here is checked by default, and this dropdown, from this dropdown, we're going to select the file type which we will be importing into SAS to create our data frame. The default is Microsoft Excel. However, there's also CSV, tab delineated, and other file types. Once you've selected the file type which is appropriate for the data which you are importing, click Next. We'll be importing a Microsoft Excel file. So from this submenu, we're going to click Browse. This brings up a directory pathway. We need to choose from our computer's file directory where our data is stored. So after finding the data destination by either using this drop-down menu or perhaps one of these buttons to the left, I typically choose all files because it makes it easier to find our data file. Once that's all been completed, find the data file from the list, click on it, and then click Open. If you're working with an Excel format, you're going to need to choose which worksheet you'd like to import. So if you have multiple worksheets in a single workbook, the default is the first worksheet. However, if your data is stored on another worksheet that has another name, you need to use this drop-down menu to select that worksheet. Once that's been accomplished, click Next. As far as library is concerned, the default library that SAS selects is the work library. And as was mentioned in another video, the work library is a temporary library. So if you do import a data frame and do various modification to the data contained therein, at the end of the SAS session, which you're currently working in, the data will be lost. So if you want to avoid having that happen, avoid having to import the data session to session, choose one of the libraries which you've assigned previously. That'll allow you to work with your data, make modifications to the data frame, and then be able to work with it again at a later time. Once you've achieved selecting which library you'd like to utilize, click Next. From this screen, you're going to have to name the data frame. Now, SAS has various naming convention restrictions, so I typically choose the simplest name and the shortest name possible. Once this has been achieved, click Next. Once you've reached this screen, you can go ahead and click Finish. If the data imported successfully and a data frame was created within SAS, you should receive notes on your log similar to what is displayed on this screen here. And if you'd like to double check your data as it has been imported, make sure from the Explorer portion of the SAS user interface, you choose the appropriate library where your data is currently being housed, and then give that data frame a double click to make sure all the variables and observations came in okay. So that is it for this particular lesson. I hope that if you enjoyed this content, that you'll consider liking and subscribing. Have a wonderful day.